Hello there, and welcome to Painless Universal Conversation with myself and Welsh. Today we're talking to Morgan Coxhead. He is an aspiring football star who is 16 years old, also suffering from cystic fibrosis. A lot of you might not know about it, but he'll be telling us all about what cystic fibrosis is and how it affects him. We'll be talking about this and of course the pandemic and how he's trying to stay strong during this lockdown, keeping himself encouraged, and also keeping his health in good tack. Morgan would also be talking to me about his aspiring football, what he's looking to do in the future, and how, with everything going on, he's still trying to stay sane. Meet Morgan Coxhead and let's talk to him and see what he has to say. Well, hello everyone and welcome to Painless Universal Conversation with myself and Welsh. As I said in the introduction, this will be a beautiful interview. I'm so excited to have it because I'm with Morgan Coxhead, who is going to tell us about his life, living with cystic fibrosis, but never letting that stop him from his own goal and also helping others. Morgan, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I am well. I am well. A little bit difficult, a little bit challenging, especially with the whole lockdown and everything.
Yeah,
But I know I'm trying to not think about it too much.
yeah, exactly the same here.
Keep my head down and just, what? It's a beautiful day. I got up this morning. I'm not in any pain, so I can't complain. I'm good. And
Exactly the same.
yeah. And could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Because your story is really one of inspiration. I mean, could you just tell us a little bit about who you are?
So I'm Morgan. I have cystic fibrosis. I'm 17. I live in Cornwall with my family. So I have two brothers, a sister, which one of my other brothers has cystic fibrosis and autism. So it's challenging, life really, but just got to push through. Just give everything you have, really. Just don't let anything stop you.
No, absolutely. That's true. And it doesn't matter what we're going through, we just have to keep pushing through. You said you have cystic fibrosis. For those who don't know, could you just tell us a little bit about cystic fibrosis?
So what it is, it's a lung disease which builds up sticky mucus in my lungs. It affects my breathing or like all my organs in my body really. But I find that what helps it the most is exercise. So I'm always just doing exercise, just keep myself fit, along with football mainly. But
Is it something you were diagnosed with at birth, or is it something that someone gets later on in life?
so you're born with it, but I don't think we found out until I was 2 years old until I had it. But I was in hospital like pretty much up until I was 2 years old until they found out.
Wow. And so someone who's just recently been like a mother right now, a parent who just had a baby and just been diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, what would be one advice you would give them from your own experience of living with cystic fibrosis?
Just keep them as active as possible. I just find that helps the most, and obviously do your medication all the time.
Wow. Yeah. You work so hard, and I think this is one of the things that really inspires me. I know you said with cystic fibrosis, you need to be very fit. I mean, you keep yourself active, and you've worked so hard to become to become a professional footballer. How is that going? And especially with everything going on, but how has that gone? What led you on that path of being a footballer?
So it's always been a dream for me to become a professional footballer. So I just didn't want to let anything stop me. So I just set myself a challenge to be the first person with cystic fibrosis to become a professional footballer. So obviously I just keep myself fit, just train as much as possible, just get in with lots of teams, just like where I can, and just enjoy it, just be passionate about it.
You know what I like about you? When I was your age, and because I have sickle cell anemia, I was actually scared to go ahead and chase my dream because I thought I would be sick from doing that. Has that never crossed your mind that, oh my goodness, if I do this, I'll get ill, and how am I because I was always scared to be in a competitive environment where if they call me out and if I can't make it for that day, if I can't make it for the training, or I can't make it for this, so I always withdraw myself. How have you been able to manage that and keep yourself, so you're able to go for things and not be scared about the unknown of what our illness, chronic illness, can present?
Yeah, so I've definitely felt the same way that you have before. But I find, like, personally, that if someone tells me I can't do something, I'll prove them wrong and I'll go do it. Like, so say someone says I can't run this distance, I'll go run that distance faster than they did, and it just drives me.
I think that's the attitude we need to get out of this conversation, is that it doesn't matter what you're suffering from. It doesn't matter what chronic illness or whatever pain you're going through. The most important thing is not to always believe that you can't, and try and push yourself as much as you can.
Yeah,
And
just don't let anyone else tell you what you can and can't do.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Because when I stopped doing that, I think that's when I started to get better within myself.
yeah.
When I started to believe in myself, I started to get better. What inspired you? You also did, you did this challenge to raise funds for charity.
Mhm.
After seeing shortfalls in charity due to the pandemic, what led you on that path?
So in the first lockdown, obviously it was during the time where the London Marathon was going to take place, but obviously it was cancelled due to COVID. So I decided that I was going to raise money, as my mum has set up a charity down in Cornwall to help people with cystic fibrosis, just like pay for like gym memberships and equipment and stuff like that. So I decided to set myself the challenge during lockdown to complete an Ironman, but with like a 2.6 twist to it, to like go with the London Marathon, which is obviously 26 miles. So what I did was I did a 2.6 mile swim in. So we have a quite deep paddling pool in our back garden. So we got like a bungee, and so I was like swimming in the same place in the paddling pool. And then I did a 26-mile run, and then a 126-mile bike ride, like all around. It was like around the house basically. So the run, I literally just ran around the house, up and down the street and stuff like that. And then the cycle, I did it on a turbo machine.
Wow. How did that go? Did you succeed in completing the whole thing and in raising
Yeah, so
what you needed to raise?
I succeeded it. I set myself to do it in 2.6 days. I got it done in 2 days. So that was a big achievement for me. And obviously I've never done anything like that before. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done before. So I just wanted to prove myself and everyone else wrong that I could do it.
That's amazing. And our final question is that with this pandemic, there is so much, unknown, and so much fear from people. People so very, very nervous. But one thing I've realized with people with chronic illness is that we've always had ups and downs. So we're almost like on a stable leg with this pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and most people are not. What would be your message to people who are suffering, going through a difficult time during this time?
So I'd say that you just always believe in yourself and just got to believe in everything. You gotta just set goals and just push through them. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do. The only like person you're competing with is yourself. So one day you do this, next day go and do it better. And life is for living, so just be the best you can be.
Wow, thank you so much, Morgan. I really appreciate your time today. And
Cool.
I really wish you good luck with anything else you're doing. Do you have what do you have planned in the pipeline that we can look forward to?
So for this lockdown, I've asked a good friend who also has cystic fibrosis, who sets himself massive goals. His name's Josh Llewellyn Jones. But I've asked him for a training program, and it's the one that he is doing at the moment. So I've set myself the challenge to complete it and come out of this lockdown stronger and fitter than I was before.
Wow. I love that. And I think I'll set the same goal for myself. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best for the future and whatever you do today. Thank you so much.
And you,
Thank you.
very much. Thank you.